Welcome back. As the title will say, this is another episode on the Chicken's Beak, which is Kurt's K24 Polo. You will have seen us basically get the engine in the bay, and that's the starting point of most conversions. Get it in the hole and work around. Cut away what's in the way, you know, get it physically where you think it's going to sit. And as you've seen when I did the my recovery truck build, always work on shaft angles first, then go from there. So you saw us basically lift it up, cut both chassis legs out, start getting stuff cut out in place. So now we're going to get on with basically putting the metal back in, putting the strength back in, and starting to build these engine mounts. So I don't know where we're going to get to. I don't know how it's going to look. As with everything, I wing it, we make it up as we go along. Let's see where we end up by the end of this video. So as we can, following on, we're looking at getting the engine mounts. And we started with this side. Obviously a factory billet mount. So we're looking, we've cut this area out here to get a bit of clearance. And I've notched out this area here, because it was like a bulge, to clear the pulleys. So we can just about, if you look, you'll be able to get the belt on, it won't rub, and you'll be same with the crank. So this now needs all boxing in. This needs all boxing in. Bit of reinforcement, and then this doesn't reach there. It's about 2 inches too big. There's a gap, but once it's all boxed in, I can make it like a little box section, tie it all in. Now this side is a completely different ball game, because I've cut loads out anyway. But that there, which is actually sitting flush against this chassis leg, is the engine mount bolt hole, and that's the other one there. So I think I'm going to cut the full chassis section out, make a lot more clearance for the gearbox, and then make the mount tie into this, and then I'll completely reinforce all this section, because it's going to need it, and tie it into the engine mount as well. But once I've got one engine mount on, I can concentrate on this one and just start strengthening it back up once it's in the place. And then the other thing I'm going to do is tie this front chassis leg into that front chassis leg with a piece of 3-inch box section. And then what that'll do is it'll tie to the front stabilising mount, plus it'll also give me somewhere to run tie rods off to the bottom arms. So that's the plan. Whether it ends up like that, I don't know, but that's what we're going for. So let's get the welder out, let's start grinding, and let's start boxing what we've cut out all back in. So this is where we're at now with the chassis leg. Everything seems to be, the only advice I can give people when doing this type of thing is take your time and clean the area, make sure everything fits perfectly, take your time. Now, that's all nice, the welds aren't too bad in places. A couple of bits you could probably grind down, but I'm quite happy with how it is. So let me show you how this is going to work. So this is basically going to use the factory billet mount, which is going to sit in essence like so on the engine. So it's going to look something like that when done. We've had it on previously, as you saw probably in the previous clip, and obviously we've notched out some of it, and we're just reinforcing everything now. Slightly higher than the chassis leg, as you can probably see there, but quite happy with that. That's all boxed in. We've got a mounting point now for the engine mount. I can fiddle around with this, the black part, and weld that too. And this side engine mount then will be complete. Now it's on to the other side chassis leg, which is here. And obviously I've marked it out there and there, and I'm going to cut the full chassis leg out and basically reinforce it along this top edge. So let's get on. We're cutting this out now, and then, you know, that's ready and prepped then to reinforce and make the engine mount for the gearbox. So it's coming up to 9 o'clock on a Friday night, and I'll be honest with you, I've just run out of flat wheel discs, so I'm calling it a night. So obviously you've seen we've kind of boxed all this in ready for that engine mount, and to show you what we've had to do this side is we've had to cut all this out, as I was saying. I've plated that just to reinforce that end. This end, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to cut more, plate it, I don't know yet. So from there forward, I've still got to kind of make up as I go along. Now, the reason why I've had to cut all this out is because the gearbox engine mount is there and there. Sorry, the gearbox mount's there. But when you put this in the car, the chassis leg fits there, right parallel along that line. So you literally cannot see any of them bolts. And it needs to go literally flush with the bottom of the chassis rail. So to get an engine mount to go across, up and over to support, I have physically not got the room to do. So by cutting that out, it gives me room to get the 2 bolts in, make an engine mount to come like off an angle or come this way up and, you know, off this way and go up to the chassis leg. So I've got clearance here to fully work on top of the box, which obviously I need to do to get the engine to sit level and to get an engine mount on. So obviously in the future, when we've figured out what we're doing in this area, I will probably get a piece of, you know, 25 by 25 box or 30 by 30 box and bend it to that shape and weld it all the way along, because I've gained that much room, which will give me enough to work on top of the box. But obviously by adding that, it'll reinforce this back here, this full area again, back strong. Plus, I don't want to just put the engine mount to that, because there's no, if you look, there's no strength to that at all. So I need to fully reinforce that. So I've run out of flat wheel discs. It's coming up to 9 o'clock. I've been working all day, and I've obviously done a night shift on this. So I'm going to call it a night now. So that's me signing this part of the video off on the K24 swap Polo. Done for the evening. I think the next few videos I'm full of under seal I've been grinding off. The next few videos coming up I think will be on the K24 Polo, because I'm going to crack on with it. I think the next video is going to be the gearbox mount, because I've got to work on that area. Once that's on, then I've got to make a front cross member to bolt in, weld in, and then I've got to take pivot points off for the bottom arms and for the front engine mount stabilizer. So things are slowly moving forward, and we're getting there slowly. So again, thanks for watching. I hope the VW lot, you know, are enjoying this video, because I'm normally do Vauxhalls. So again, like and subscribe. Please share it on other VW sites, because this one's going to be quite interesting. We're going for 650 kg car with around 300 normal aspirated. We might even turbo it, but who knows. But thanks for watching. See you next time.